Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. Thank you guys for joining us today. We're so excited to talk about uh, email today on our customer success webinar for November this month. And I'm super excited to have Helen Triplett join us. Helen, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning, everybody. Glad to be
Awesome.
here.
Awesome. So I'm letting everybody join for just a moment so that we have everybody on board. As always, remember there's a recording of this webinar on our YouTube channel within a day or so after the webinar. So we'll keep you posted as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to actually turn my screen off and hide it so that that doesn't bother the bandwidth. And we'll get started. So first of all, we want to thank everybody and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving next week. So we hope you have a great time with family and friends. And we are honestly in this day and time so thankful for so many things. I'm sure you guys have the same. But today we're thankful for email. And we're going to talk about email and how email is supporting you and how DeepTarget supports email. And then we're going to take another quick look at one of our new products called On the Go. So here we go. First of all, how important and effective is email to you guys? So Helen and I speak to a lot of you guys each week, and we know it's an important part of your overall digital marketing mix, if you will. And so let's talk about how effective that is. We also want to talk about how DeepTarget supports engagement with email, and we're going to go into On the Go and how it works with email and actually with SMS, and then a couple of quick use cases on how customers have used the data and the contact information in DeepTarget to forward that into their email system. Okay. And so also, I just want to point out, anytime, chat us a message or a question and follow up with us afterwards if you have further questions on any of the topics that we cover. Okay. So first of all, what about email? It's always good to take a moment to step back and say, how do we use email? Do we use it a lot? Do we use it a little? How consistent is it? Is it just haphazard, or is it part of a digital marketing regimen that you focus on every month? And do you use it for every promotion? What is that a frequency then of your emails out to your customers and members? And do you also support multiple stages as they click on those emails and so forth? And then, do you know if you're being effective or as effective as possible? Because a lot of times users are not as forgiving if an email is wasting their time. And therefore, the key takeaway from that is always be relevant in your emails as well. We talk about that in DeepTarget in your online advertising, but certainly in your emails as well. And then finally, how about your time involved? Is that efficient? Is that effective? And or is that causing you some pain because it takes a lot of work? So let's go ahead and talk about what the industry says about email. First of all, email marketing is the channel with the highest conversion rate. Now, that isn't necessarily true. That is just for outbound engagement. It isn't actually true related to logged in online users in your online channels. That rate is actually the highest out there, but it is really important because 99% of email users do check their personal email at least once a day, which somewhat gets close to how many times a user actually checks their mobile online banking account every day. And the average of that is close to 3 times a day. But we could talk about age groups and how often they touch their online financial apps as well. 62% of actual consumers said that email is in their preferred communication, especially with small businesses. And 59% said that emails actually did have an influence in their decision to buy. So once again, it's important to have a strong mix in your digital engagement with your users and customers and members, because they all have some level of influence. Okay. And this is covered in this sourced article here below. But the financial brand also points out, which is pretty interesting, that in the financial services industry, the open rate of emails is actually the highest across these several industries. 27.1%. The state is as of the summer of 2022. The click-through rate is a little lower than media, entertainment, and real estate. Remember that the market was really hot for real estate last year, not as hot today. But then the click-through rate was overall either second or third. And so it's still really, really important. As well, once again, their takeaway is that make sure you bring relevant content to your audience. That's going to be the difference maker in whether they engage thoroughly. But most often, people will click on financial services related emails coming from their FI because they are more trusted than the other industries, in fact. And so what we're going to look at today is actually 3 different areas that we talked about just a moment ago. And that is, first of all, the fact that inside of DeepTarget's DXP, each campaign has an email capability. And each campaign also has an audience that is identified when you target a particular set of members or customers. And then finally, you can pump all that into DeepTarget on the go, which is a very new, engaging environment that is great for several use cases as well, but it's highly customized for personal experience for your users. So we're going to talk about those 3 components. So here's the first one. And I'm going to see if I can move this guy out of the way just a little bit. There, thank you. This is inside of DeepTarget's campaigns. The fact that you have automated emails that you can set up. So under a particular campaign, if you do the flyout menu, you see all your choices here, and one of them is email settings. And this is where you're going to go, and you have the option to set up personalized emails in 2 different ways. But my first question, I'm going to let pause for a second and let you guys think about it. How many of you have ever used this? So I know in the past we've had upwards of, I'll say, 20, maybe 30% of our customers using this capability. We don't want you to forget about it because it's really important. Helen, I'm going to do a throw out to you right now about how many users of our this automated email capability, how many of our customers are using it right now?
You know, I would say between 5 and 10% are using this right now.
And that's actually really good. But we want to remind you of this amazing capability that is automated and it's free inside of DeepTarget. So here we go. First part of that is actually the fact that you have 2 options. A notification email that can be sent to anyone in the credit union or bank when someone clicks. So that's an immediate notification email. And then the other is actually, we call it a click to email, and that's going to be one that is sent out to the member, user, customer with a message that is also customized, not only from who it comes from, but the message you send. Both of these options, however, do require you have data provided to DeepTarget so that we have that contact information. So let's look at those 2 options. First of all, that notification email. This is one that can be sent inside of your organization to someone in the credit union or lending or call center or inside your bank to then follow up with that lead. So what that's going to look like is when you click on the email settings, it's going to give you this menu. And the first option is notification email. You can select the type of email, but notice you can say, who is that email going to be sent from? So it's going to appear to be someone in your organization. It might be bob@myfavoritegu.org. Here's the subject line, off to Bob. So we're going to send Bob an email and say, hey, Bob, there's a new clicker lead from our online channels for the from the Mortgages for You campaign. And here's the information, contact information you can provide to that member. I'm sorry, that coworker. And you can secure the data by encrypting it as well. So that's an added advantage. And off that goes. So immediate notification when a click occurs, so you can be very responsive. But just bear with this. At the same time, you can do a second option. And as Helen will say, if you have a very, very active campaign, a lot of engagement, Bob in Linden could get a lot of emails from the system in that particular day. So we have another option where you can summarize, collect all those emails, all those clicks as well, okay? But the second option is the click to email. And this is the one that's really, really important that I want to make sure you guys are aware of. And this will be sent off to your member, user, or customer with a message. And you can actually schedule when that goes. So it's not, if you will, odd. Some people say when someone clicks, you should respond within 30 seconds. Sometimes people like to wait a day. If the click occurred overnight, then wait till the morning and then send them an email, because that email then you can actually say, hey, thank you for your interest in our Mortgage for You promotion. And it's going to appear to come from Bob Homesteader, and Bob's email address will show up. And if the user that engaged replies to that email, it'll go back to Bob, myfavoritecu.org. And you're going to use Deep Target's capability to create a little email template so that it can be populated with this information and then sent out. So Helen, did you want to comment?
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about this because when you select that Open Deep Target email button, you can go and create templates for different types. So maybe you have a follow-up that you want to have for your auto campaigns or your mortgage campaigns, or, you know, your HELOCs, or, you know, or just some specific ones. And you can just kind of, I don't want to say create your own little library out there of messages that you've created. So when it's time to create, to do follow-ups on these, you can select over there where it says none right now of the ones you create. You just select the one that's appropriate for that particular campaign type. So yeah, this is a good way for follow-up.
That's right. And it's, again, once you set this up for this particular one campaign, it's set up for the lifetime. So just remember, you run a campaign Q1, Q3, that sort of thing, turn them off, turn them on. This capability still resides inside of it and continues to function all along the way. Okay, so great capability. The other thing I mentioned just a moment ago, which many of you use, Helen, about how many of our customers use this capability?
I would say, I would say over 50%.
That's right.
But everybody should use this.
That's right. So
I'll just say that, you know, everybody
exactly.
should be doing this.
So this is great because it's going to it's going to collect the clicks over a period of time. So you're going to pick the schedule report, and you're going to either pick, you're going to create a list of clicks that you're going to send, or I just left this in there. You can also send the management report each month. When the management report is, you've ended the month and we can collect all the analytics, you can send the management report to several individuals, leadership, if you wish, that sort of thing, so that they get that. But this list report is really, really amazing. You could send it, and I'll just show you what your options are. Here's that click report. You're going to send, customize the report name if you wish, list of clicks. We're going to send it over to Bob at supercu.org, and it's going to be weekly on Mondays at 8 a.m. We're going to encrypt it with a password so Bob gets it. But again, that could be daily, weekly, or monthly. And therefore, Bob has that in his email, and he can go immediately follow up if Bob's in a call center, or if you've got tellers that work in different branches that are set up to call or email further, they now know about who has clicked. So really powerful, capable.
And I'd like to mention something extra on this too, because when you schedule a report, you can send it to multiple recipients. Right here, we're just showing one, but you can add multiple recipients. And we have some of our credit unions that I've talked to that, you know, when they do the report, you can add extra fields. So one of the things that they do is they always add branch as part of this report. So
That's
when
right.
that goes to them, when the branch manager or whomever is the recipient of that, they can sort by their branch and they know that they're responsible for following up. So, you've got options there to be able to, group group the
Right.
clicks by branch if you want to do it that way.
That's right. That's right. So once again, very automated, happens for you, and honestly never stops.
Mhm.
So it's very, very powerful. Go ahead.
And another thing too is, one of the things we were just showing you earlier on the notification email, a lot of people start out with that and then they go, my goodness, I'm getting too many clicks all day. My email's just blowing up because of that.
Right.
This is
Right.
the way to use it. But, there might be some types of campaigns that you do want to use that immediate notification on. And so, you've always got that option. You've got both ways that you can look at those.
That's correct. A lot of time, if you're doing, for example, you have this great, I'm going to say credit card or auto loan, maybe you go this route. If you're, really important to get click-throughs on HELOCs, which the click-through rate may be lower, and you want to follow up quickly, that might be the way to go with it. So, bunch of options. And once again, I'm going to say we'll advise you, certainly. So if you do your review meeting with us, we'll always bring this up. But if we do the services with you, we will want to set this up for you. So it'll have amazing capability. Okay. All right. Great, guys. So the second thing I always want you to remember is that for all targeted campaigns, you can actually export the audience. So we have many of our customers that will use our predictive model or our target by rule capability to create a campaign. And immediately when that campaign is created, you have the option to export the audience. And the audience then you can carry straight into your email. So for instance, you might do a mobile campaign and an email at the same time with the same message, with the same look and feel, in actually putting the ad that you use in your mobile directly into the email for that familiarity of the promotional campaign. Okay, perfect. So there's that export audience capability. When you pick it, it'll allow you to choose what data you'd like to export. And then it comes into a CSV that you can download to your station. Okay, and do analysis and so forth on it as well. So don't forget about it. And we'll talk about that in just a minute as well. And then also, we're real excited about this capability. This is an add-on capability to email. And I know we've talked about it before, but it's 3D Story on the go. So it's a new engagement environment for your customers or members, such that when you go in with this product, we will create a URL that will drive you, and I'm just going to kind of move through this, to where you can use the audience, like we discussed a minute ago, into your email system, utilize a URL link placed in this, so embedded under this, for instance, this HELOC offer email. So when you click on learn more, it will take you to a microsite that can be branded just for your FI, and then start to unveil the 3D Story campaign images that will rotate for you. So this is a HELOC example. There's several different images, ads, if you will, that are HTML based, that have video and sound and so forth. And so this is a great use case. We have several others. For instance, sending happy birthday or anniversary date messages could also be for onboarding new members or customers. Helen, any other thoughts about this capability that we're working on right now?
Yes, this gives you, some more flexibility to get, more messages out to your end users, just by, just with a click through your email. So this is a nice branded looking way to do that.
Exactly. So and also, you don't even need online banking or mobile. This is so Deep Target can run by itself honestly, and then with on the go, utilize it with your email system by itself, and then DeepTarget will still capture all of the analytics behind the scenes of it. And as people click on the ads inside of the microsite, we capture those and can distribute those as well. So all of that's tied back in together. So really neat overall engagement, new engagement capability. Okay, so a couple of quick customer use cases, and we somewhat described them just a moment ago. So using DeepTarget campaign clicks to follow up on leads. Customer has launched a DeepTarget campaign focused on a HELOC, and at the end of the week, customer clicks were exported and imported in the email campaign to follow up. So just a very simple example. This, if you will, refined, if you think about it, refined the overall audience down into just those that clicked, and then those were exported and then put right into an email system that then followed up. And this is, once again, certainly if you get a lot of click-throughs, this is a great way to make sure that you continue the engagement with them. So that's one way. Helen, did you want to add anything on this thought?
And not on this one, but we've had several customers use this and to really good success.
Exactly. And just remind you, this is a particular campaign. This one's their certificates, and these are the number of clicks over the last 16 days. This is actual customer data. So literally, I'm counting, and I'm going to say anywhere upwards about 500, 400, 500 clicks. Export that, put it in your email system, launch them, and these are all the clicks, get then a follow-up. So very automated way to get refinement from the thousands of perhaps interested users down to those that clicked, and then off to an email campaign. So they're continually getting engaged. Okay, perfect. All right, and our second one, well, I think I alluded to it just then, using both mobile and email for a targeted user promotion. So launching a particular DeepTarget HELOC campaign using a predictive model, then taking the audience itself, not the click-throughs, but just the audience itself, to a CSV, and utilizing that through email. So you have both those options. The earlier one was more refined, those that clicked. This is the ones that actually ended up, we identified as a part of a predictive model that would be most interested. So I think that covers everything there. Helen, any thoughts?
Mm-hmm. I think that covers that.
Okay, again, reach out to us if you have questions on how to do this. We'll help you with that. And if we're doing the services for you, we will be actively pursuing much of this. All right, so we're real excited. We presented last month, and we actually press released yesterday the use of generational AI for ad content creation capability. We're actually calling it AdBuzz. And we're in the process now of selecting 5 to 10 customers to actually test drive it. And what this does is actually going to create content for an ad, which is not only the image, the message, but also the call to action and the overall look and feel of the content. So I'm going to show you some examples of it. I'm going to leave this page up for just a second. If you'd like to test drive it for free, we're going to have this, just email me. We have several customers already signed up to do this. We're only going to take 5 to 10. We're going to open it up in about 2 weeks, around the 1st of December, let you guys have access to it so you can go and work on it. The value of it is in a matter of a few minutes, you can actually create some pretty amazing ads utilizing as I mentioned, a backdrop, an image, a message, and a call to action directly into an ad. And you're going to let AI, based on your keywords, generate that image. And you can easily add the color scheme, some keywords for creation of a message. And then we have several call to action type buttons that can be dropped in. These were all created in just a matter of minutes. thousands of opportunities for the image are obviously reviewed through the AI capability. And once again, this is all copyright-free imagery. So really amazing technology, really quick, really fast. And we have several different options. You can check, you want a photo of it, you want a painting of it, you want a tapestry. And what's the fourth option, Helen? I forgot already.
I can't remember that. Yeah, there's 4 options there, but within that, you also can choose, do you want something bright? Do you want something
That's right.
muted? You know, you've got other options for backgrounds,
for
and
lighting. And so it's really cool. So if you're interested in that, let us know. We'd be excited to share more about that with you. And then finally, a couple more things that we'll close out here. First of all, make sure that you're following us on YouTube and see this interview with both Preetha Pulasani, our CEO, and with Georgia United, head of marketing, Amanda Hollinger. What an amazing conversation they have, and the success that Amanda's having with DeepTarget is just awesome. So check that out when you have time. And also, once again, YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Not only will our customer success webinar be there, but also lots of other interviews with customers and success stories and so forth. So finally, for the last moment here, Helen, who wins our Java Joy of the day?
on the line, still on the line today. Okay. All right. Today's winner is Melissa Nash.
Melissa. That's great, Melissa. So thank you for being here today. We're going to send you a Starbucks e-gift card. I'll shoot you an email to remind you that's coming. So if it goes to your spam, you'll be able to find it. But we thank all of you guys for being here today, and we hope it was meaningful. You guys heard some valuable content. Please reach out to us so that we can help you do anything to be more successful. And join us next month. We're going to do a year in review. We're going to look at some more case studies. We're going to take a peek at what's going to be hot in 2024. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Helen, for being here. And you guys have a great Thanksgiving next week, and we'll see you soon. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.